Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And this week I want to talk about the golden rule of how to respond to your ex. Are you giving them pain or pleasure? And no, I'm not talking about sexually. The number one question that people have when they're in no contact is, when should they respond to their ex? What should they say? And whether they should even respond or not. And the answers to those questions will determine whether you get your ex back or not. So it's important to know what to do when you do hear from your ex. But first, I want to welcome back the No Contact Army. Have you been a good little soldier or a bad little soldier? And if you want to be a good little soldier, then you must download my app Silencio. The link is underneath every single video. And be sure to leave a rating and a review in the App Store. And if you too would like to join our No Contact Army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read our No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. So that concludes the video portion of our program today. I will now turn it over to the audio portion, and I will see you next time. Okay, let's talk about the golden rule of how to respond to your ex. And by the way, be sure to listen to the end, because I read a success story from someone who did employ this golden rule that I'm about to tell you about. They did it very well, and yes, they did get their ex back. So the golden rule is based on the knowledge that people will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. That means in order to have any chance to get your ex back, you must cause them pain. Their decision to come back with you is going to be based on emotion, not logic. If you recall, when you first started dating them, you didn't have to talk them into dating you. You didn't have to bug them and call them all the time. At least I hope you didn't. It was an emotional decision that made them decide to date you in the first place, and therefore it has to be an emotional decision for them to decide to get back with you. That's why logic doesn't work. Trying to talk them into it doesn't work. And so we have to get them emotional. And the best way to do that is to cause them pain. And I actually mentioned this golden rule a few years ago in a video titled, "Do Not Tell Your Ex How You Feel." And I'll put the link up here in YouTube. And so let me read to you what it is. Anything that creates anxiety in no contact is good, and anything that relieves anxiety is bad. Anxiety good, relief bad. And this is why I tell you to do certain things and to not do certain things. And people often write comments and they say, well, should I respond to this, or how do I respond to this? Okay, well, whenever you're trying to make that decision, because I can't respond to everyone, keep this in mind. Will responding and what I'm about to say, what I want to say to them, will that cause them anxiety, or will that cause them relief? Will they think they have a chance to get me back, or will they wonder? They have to have doubt. They have to wonder if they can even get you back. If they're starting to have doubts, they have to have anxiety. If they don't have anxiety from dealing with you, you are not getting them back. And so let me give you some examples. Why do we not respond to the first message? First of all, it's probably not going to be significant, and they're just dipping their toes in the water, and they're expecting you to respond to the first message. Therefore, you don't, and that causes anxiety. Then you wait for a significant message. So if they keep sending you insignificant messages and you're not responding, you are causing anxiety, which is good. And when you do respond, decide, okay, I'm going to respond to this. You wait a day or 2. You don't respond right away. You don't respond after an hour. Why? Again, causing anxiety. They're going to wonder, are they going to respond? Are they not going to respond? Then we have the 2-drink trick. You're out and you post a video or a photo with 2 drinks, tag the location, and they wonder, who are you out with? Are you out with someone? Are you seeing someone else? Have you moved on? Again, causing anxiety. Or you can post a photo with a member of the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your relationship, and you make it vague. So it's not obvious where you're kissing the person, or you're sitting on their lap, or they're sitting on yours, or you're holding hands. Just a video or a photo that we don't know. It could be a friend or it could be someone you're sleeping with. And I actually had one of my clients do that recently, and that is one of the keys to why he now has his ex back. And we'll be doing a video on that shortly. So that causes anxiety if they think you've moved on and they're still interested. The next thing you do to cause anxiety is you do not reveal your interest level. And in the video I mentioned earlier, do not tell your ex how you feel, that's what the girl did. And she even said, oh, I know I shouldn't be telling you this, but, well, I just can't stop thinking about you. Well, what do you think that does? Boom, anxiety gone, relief. They know they don't need to come back anytime soon if they don't want to. And in fact, the guy just said, oh, really? Okay. And he didn't try to get back together. And then what about when they say, I miss you? No, you do not respond with, I miss you too. Again, you're causing relief. You want to cause anxiety. And I did a whole video on that. Again, I'll put the link on YouTube up in the right-hand corner. Next, you don't post cryptic messages on social media because, again, they're going to know it's for them. It's going to cause them relief. You don't block them. You want them to see that you are moving on. You want them to see that you're happy. You want them to wonder if they change their minds, if they'll even be able to get you back. Causing anxiety. Don't wish them a happy birthday. This is a big one because many times it would seem that when you don't wish your ex a happy birthday, even though they broke up with you, they get mad. Good. That's an emotional reaction. And often you will be blocked if you don't wish your ex a happy birthday. That's fine. Don't worry about it. If they didn't care, if they were indifferent, they wouldn't be blocking you. They wouldn't be sitting around waiting for you to wish them a happy birthday. And also when they reach out to you to say happy birthday, then you just say thank you. And you don't try to keep the conversation going because they think that you are going to try to keep the conversation going. And again, you're being polite, but you are causing anxiety by not trying to keep the conversation going. If they leave a comment on your social media, you do not like it. By doing that, you're relieving their anxiety. Okay, so I could just go on and on. Hopefully these examples I've given you have made you understand what you should and shouldn't do, what your responses should be when you hear from your ex or even while you're in no contact and you still haven't heard from them. And I know some of you may be saying, well, but I don't want to cause my ex pain or anxiety. Well, you have to remember what Machiavelli said. He said the end justifies the means, and all strategy is based on an end game. The end game here is to get your ex back. You have to have a strategy. You can't just wing it. So remember the golden rule. Anything that creates anxiety in no contact is good, and anything that relieves anxiety is bad. Okay, so now to this success story. She says, my ex is one of the most stubborn men in the world. He broke up with me over text after a 3-year relationship. Oh no, he didn't. How cruel. I accepted the breakup, never begged or pleaded, good for you. Never reached out to him even during the holidays or birthdays. He reached out to me 2 months after the breakup, saying he misses me, but I wasn't very responsive. He called me and I didn't answer. He started a new relationship and deleted me from his social media. I never asked why. A year later, he sent me a friend request. I didn't accept it. Wow, she's really taking this golden rule to the furthest possible it can be taken. I didn't accept it. A few months later, he sent me a message saying he just wanted to check on me. Yeah, right. And he's still feeling guilty about the way he ended it, as he should. A few months later, he finally texted me to ask for a second chance, confessing that he couldn't get me out of his mind and I was his real love. He said he was always dreaming about me and comparing his girlfriend to me. He was so depressed and wasn't able to love his girlfriend. He sent me his friends to convince me, but I rejected him. You have to understand, being nice will not get your ex back. Exactly. Don't worry about the rebound, especially if you have a long-term relationship with your ex. He will never have the same bond that he had with you. The less you do to get them back, the more they will want to get back with you. And exes don't forget about you even after years have gone by. Good for her. I mean, the fact that he broke up with her over text and she managed to not respond, that's hard to do. And as you can see, she did nothing. She just continued to cause him pain and more pain and more pain. And then he finally was depressed and he realized that he wanted her back. So congratulations. So now I want to hear from you. What have you been doing that has caused your ex relief, that you've given them pleasure instead of pain? Let me know below in the comments. And in the meantime, if you would like my help to get your ex back, contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website. The direct link is below every single video. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.